I've been painting since I was 8 years old. My dad was an artist, and he wanted one of us children, of 5 children, to grow up and be an artist as well. He never got to pursue it as a career, so he really, really wanted that for one of us. I thought artist was something that you were born to be. So as a very young child, when people would say, "Are you going to be an artist when you grow up?" I would say, I am an artist. And I think because I had so much conviction at a young age, people, took notice of that. So I always knew that I could get attention that way. I was a little shy as a child, so it was nice to have something that I could do that was outside of myself that people could look at and admire and give me attention. I love color, and that's always been a big concern for me, color, but I also love sculpting and I love drawing. And when I was little, I very quickly got into using color. I mean, I could spend hours with color crayons on the floor. My joke is if I wrote an autobiography, it would probably be Confessions of a Color Whore, because there's no color I won't try, and I love putting wild colors together just to see what it's gonna look like. I always was very practical, so I worked in animation for 23 years because I knew that I could make money doing that. But there was something in me that wanted something more than that, and I really wanted to put my own ideas out instead of working for somebody else. So I very consciously directed all my attention in 2008 towards perfecting my painting style so that it was ready for galleries. And to me, the only way you could really make something sellable is to please myself. Because if I'm faking it or doing something that I think someone else will like, it's gonna come out like crap. It has to really come from your heart and really be your vision. When I decided that I was gonna do my art for galleries, what I wanted to do was something that I was comfortable with, that I knew really well. And in animation, one of my favorite things was to create a world. So that was my first thing that I did. I sat down and I thought about what would the world be that I would want to take people to? A fantasy world that would be exciting. And then from there, I would say, who lives there? And I would design the characters. Then the story would just start coming to me once I knew those things. So I created Tobaland. And once I had Tobaland and I knew the kind of characters, Death is a character there. There's Ivor, the painter, and there's a bunch of different repeating characters and my little kids from Tobaland that I'm real comfortable with because I'm thinking it the same way I did in animation. Now I can tell a story. It's funny, when I started, I actually sat down and wrote what I called the Tobaland Manifesto. This is something I would never want anyone to read. But it really was the jump start that got me going of what is Tobaland like? Well, in Tobaland, you can wear clothing from any period because it's a jumble world where people are allowed to express themselves the way they want to. In Tobaland, people drive unusual vehicles, little steampunk looking, little imaginative, but basically I wanted the idea to be that you had to get into your imagination to take you there. You have to get in your creative space. Death takes a holiday. People like dark, but they don't want it to be gloomy and they don't want to be depressed or scared. Well, some people, but most people want a little humor with it. I always try and get that in there with some humor. And then on the other side, one of my most popular pieces, A Gift of Honey. And I think it's because it's got a very surreal kind of look to it where underneath the skirt of this beautiful showgirl, we have honey dripping and bees in their comb making honey. I get a lot of images while I'm sleeping. I wake up and crazy images appear in my head. But I don't like to, as an artist, I don't like to just say, I only do this because it stops you in your creativity. I like to always stay open to new things. So I'm as excited to find out as anybody else is. But there's so many different avenues I could go down. Bob Doucette, I'm a painter, and I am currently showing at Fascination Street Fine Arts in Denver, Colorado.